Colleagues, I'd ask Councilman DiCiccio to come and address the audience.
Well, I do want to thank everyone for coming out today, and I do want to give special thanks to my staff, the work that they do. They work nights, they work weekends, and they work all the time, and we have a very demanding office, as they know. So I do want to give them special thanks. And you had a chance to meet my two beautiful children, but I do, and they're like that every day, I've got to tell you. Every day is an exciting day, and every day is a new adventure, and every day is something to look forward to. But I do want to introduce you to my wife. Debbie, if you could stand up, please. Debbie is the rock, the foundation, and the stability of our family. Without her, we wouldn't even be able to get anything done. And you can see her well command of our kids, and mine as well. But, you know, and it is fitting. You know, we talk about children, and, you know, Debbie and I were just talking about this the other day. I mean, our children, just a few short years ago, were living in a country that had no hope, no expectations. They may not have even had an opportunity to ever go to school. And here they are today, they're on stage, they're sitting here, they're giving the Pledge of Allegiance as American citizens to our great country, living the American dream just like all of you in this audience hall are doing. They are living the American dream because of this great country, the opportunities and the hope that was generated in this country. So that tells you a lot about what our country has to offer. And it's fitting that we have our children here today. Our children remind us of our responsibilities. And they remind us that we have an obligation in life. Citizens pay their taxes, and in return, they expect their monies to be managed wisely. If we fail to be wise today, our children will bear the brunt of it tomorrow. And as the rest of the council had said, these are tough times, different than any era that our country, our state, and the city of Phoenix has faced in our lifetimes. We have less money and more needs. And this is not a brief blip on the radar screen. We have seen our neighbors lose their homes, board up their businesses, and at the same time, we have seen neighbors helping neighbors. We've seen simple things like kids mowing lawns for their seniors in their neighborhood. We have seen people volunteering for charity, and we have seen families preparing meals for their neighbors in despair. Our world has changed forever, and our city has an obligation to change with it. We have entered into a new era, an era of obligations. Obligations to our citizens, to our taxpayers, to our neighbors, to our schools, and to our children. The one thing that we all have in common is hope. Years from now, our citizens will be asking us, what did we do to fix the problems and take advantage of the opportunities that this great recession has revealed to us? Did we just hunker down, expecting another cycle of good times? Or did we look at our structure, our institutions, our systems of doing business, and come up with something better, something with a more hopeful future? Our children will ask, did we protect our comfortable way of doing things? Or did we look at more effective, practical, and sustainable ways that would work in this changed environment? My vote on this council will be for change, and change that moves us into a better place. December of 2009, this council, led by Councilman Simplot, Neely, Maddox, and the others on the council, and the mayor, put together a committee that passed the most comprehensive regulatory relief for small business of any city in the state of Arizona. That is what we accomplished last year, but we must do more. To survive and prosper in this new world, Phoenix must be the best place in the country, in the world, in which to do business and to live. That means a spirit and system that makes starting and running a business here not a bureaucratic maze with snares and barriers, but a straightforward, uncomplicated, help-oriented, business-like operation. Our city must be lean, agile, and responsive, unburdened by a bureaucracy that's the way we've done it mentality. Phoenix must shed non-essential functions and processes to focus our energies on those things that touch the public. We must protect those functions that protect us, and that means the preservation and possible enhancement of frontline firefighters and police officers. For example, the City of Phoenix, we're going to be facing a $100 million budget shortfall this year. $100 million. And we're going to be having to make a decision in the city. And where are we going to make those cuts? Do we cut those frontline officers and police officers or those after-school programs that actually have a direct impact on our public? Or do we look at those areas and those functions in city government that ought to be looked at and that could and should be done by the private sector? We have a printing operation and we have an automobile operation. We service automobiles. We're one of the largest servers of automobiles in the state of Arizona. Is that something that we should be doing here in the city of Phoenix? I believe that those are discussions and decisions that we need to be making today. Our economic turnaround depends not only on us doing a good job, but also on hope and confidence. When people are hopeful and confident, they are more likely to invest in our businesses, our homes, our neighborhoods, and our community. And this, in turn, will create more stability in our budget. That means if a business owner comes in one day with plans to expand their business, they need those plans vetted right away, not in 2 weeks and not next month. Every day not in business is the day at least one person, and usually more, is not employed. It is hope delayed, it is economic recovery delayed, and it is stability in our budget delayed. The public has done a fantastic job of taking care of us. They have fulfilled their obligation. You have fulfilled your obligation. We can no longer go to the taxpayers for more money. They have done their share, and they are hurting in ways that most of us cannot comprehend. We must look internally for a budget solution. Our citizens believe in Phoenix, and they have confidence in us. Our number one goal, as Peggy Neely, Councilwoman Neely had said, is to use the citizens' resources based on the best interest of their economic health. This next year will be a trying time for this council, as the mayor had pointed out. We have a tremendous responsibility on our shoulders. Collectively and cooperatively, this council is hardworking and dedicated to resolving these issues. It has my commitment to this office that I will be a part of the solution of solving these problems. Our goal is to find solutions that point us in the right direction, that move us to the top, and that makes our citizens proud and prosperous once again. You have my commitment that I will be looking for that change, that direction that shapes the city and moves us into a better place. Thank you.
And as Councilman DiCiccio thanks his colleagues, I'd ask Councilman Johnson, the Councilman of District 8, whose district we are now